During the ODI World Cup last year, when we were chatting, you were pretty considerate to Babar Azam. You didn't quite like the off-field stuff that PCB was doing. Do you still see him as captain? Do you see things changing with Babar?
I actually don't see him as a T20 captain, no. I see him as a test and a 50-over captain. I think those two formats, he excels at as a player. In T20 cricket, I think his game's very good. He's a pure player, but he's not up there with I would say, the top 15 batters in the world in T20 cricket. I think there's better players at the top of the order who can crash it and have this fearless approach, can whack it 360. But I wouldn't want to see them change it again.
Yes.
Somewhere they've got to have some consistency. There's no point in changing once again. So even if he's not perfectly suited to captain in T20 cricket, I do think for this period it's worth them staying consistent, because the last thing Pakistan need is a bit more kamikaze and swapping and changing and overreacting. I think most Pakistan fans would be realistic with this team's performance and go, they've actually not got a great team.
Yes.
At the minute, on paper, it's just not a very good team, and it's down to the coaches and the selectors and the system back in Pakistan to try and give those in power, those captaining, those coaching, just a better pool of players to choose on. They've probably got them. And there'll be loads of Pakistan fans probably screaming and saying, we've got this player, well, you've got to bring them into your team and try and galvanise them with a collective group playing together consistently.
Joy, like Michael said, that he hopes there's no change because they're so consistent with changing. Or do you see them going and doing some knee-jerk reaction that we're going to see from PCB?
Look, I think they've taken one good decision, is to bring somebody like Gary Kirsten in. And Gary Kirsten is not a short-term guy at all. I mean, Gary Kirsten, that's why you'll see Gary Kirsten's coaching record in the IPL, other than Gujarat Titans where he's a part, is not as great as his record with India, for example, because he's somebody who really takes a long time, spends time with players, builds a culture, builds players. So if they have Gary Kirsten for 2-3 years in their system, they will get results. But somebody has to have patience, and somebody has to, there's this great term in American football, it's called running interference. So running interference is, when your quarterback gives the ball to a running back and he's running, okay, so the other guys are trying to tackle him. Your own guys are in front trying to block them from tackling the guy with the ball. So it's called running interference, okay. So somebody needs to run interference on him, saying, let him do his job, shield him from the politics, shield him from the troubles, just let him do his job. And if they do that for a couple of years, as he says, Pakistan, I mean, the cricketers are so naturally talented.
That'll be the problem.
Yes.
But the problem for Jason Gillespie and Gary Kirsten is how much interference will come in, particularly when you get knocked out of a World Cup like this. There'll be all sorts of people having their say and trying to give their opinion on what should happen, what shouldn't happen, who should go, who should stay, who should come in. Gary Kirsten and Jason Gillespie just need a little bit of time to be able to build their culture and their teams together.